saw this picture and I decided to make my own version of this 3D applique. This right here is what I made out of it, and I'm going to show you how I made it. Let's jump in. You need the E7000 gum for this. You need a cup chain, any size of your choice would do. We also need a fabric of your choice. We also need a pattern. Just create whatever it is that you want to create, and then we need copper wire. Here I use 0.6 millimeters. You can use 0.5 if you want. Let's jump in. Now get the fabric and then pin your pattern to the fabric. You can double the fabric so that you have more pieces by the time you cut. Get your scissors and cut all the excess fabric, trimming out the pattern that you're using to just get a perfect shape. Do that carefully, and at the end of the day, this right here is what you have. In my case, I was able to get 4 pieces. Get a gum and just take it around the flower patch like this, and then the next thing you're going to be fixing is your wires. Fix it like that from the bottom, leave a little bit of excess, about an inch, turn it around that way. Make sure you're careful so that the gum doesn't stain the other part of the flower, so that you don't have stained gum in between. Now after you've done that, you're going to cut off the excess wire, and then you drop it again and take your gum round it again. Now it is better to cut a flower that is slightly bigger, which is what I did right now, so that your wire can just go around in between, and then when you trim, you'll be able to trim it for it to look neat, because if you put it around the edges, it's easy for your work to be rough and it's easy for the wire to shift out of the fabric. So I'll be taking the cup chain right now, I'm putting it all the way around to make sure to cover the wire and just give us something really neat and beautiful. I'll cut off the excess cup chain right there, and by the time I've cut it off, this right here is what we have. Twist the wire together and then we'll go ahead and trim off the edges of the fabric. Do a very neat job. For some kind of fabric you may have to burn, but for this fabric we didn't burn. So these are all the, you know, 3D flowers I was able to create. That was not all, sure, but this is all for now. So what I did was, let's assume this is the base that I'm going to be fixing it. So you just arrange it however you want it to be. Arrange it and pin it. This was not the base I used, by the way, but I'll show you the base I used. But let me just show you an example with this particular base. So you just pin it right there. Now if you made bigger ones and smaller ones, like 2 different sizes, it's advisable to use the bigger ones at the beginning part like this. So I'll just pin it all the way around, arrange it however it is I want it to be to achieve the design I want to create. So I'll just turn it around on the other side and also place the 3D applique and just pin it as well, you know, round everywhere I want it to be, to occupy all spaces and all of that. So I'm going to be doing that till I get to the end of the fabric. I'll also do it on the other side. Let me just fix it, you know, so that you have an idea of what it will look like. So you just keep fixing, pin it all around. By the time we've arranged it and pinned it all around, the next thing to do is to actually use a needle and a thread to, you know, tack it downward and, you know, achieve what we really want to achieve. So this right here is just an example of what we're going to do. So that needle right there is actually a big sewing needle, and that's what we use. So this right here, this is the main work. Let me turn the back so you see. So this is what the back looks like. So I just arrange it around the edges like that, as you can see. So this is it here. So by the time we finish arranging it, this is what the first stage of the arrangement looks like this, what I'm showing you right now. Now after this first stage, the next thing we're going to do is how to fill the middle. And to fill the middle, we're going to be picking 4 of these same appliques. We're just going to put the wires together and just twist it together like that, and make sure it is tight, and then you just arrange the flower. The flower is supposed to just come in a let's just call it a hand fan kind of situation. Just imagine what a hand fan looks like, where it just stays. So I'm going to be doing several of it. I think altogether I did 8 of it. So this is what all of them look like, and this is how I'm going to be using it. So I'll bring it here and I'll just arrange it this way. Put another one at that edge, put another one at that edge, put another one right there. So the idea is that it gives that fan effect and it occupies the back and the sides. So by the time we do all of that, to fill all the spaces, there will be one space in middle. But we can't just use that particular design to fill the space because the space will be empty. So let's create the applique for the middle. So we're going to be putting several of these appliques together. Now the size of the flower you want and the size of your applique will actually determine how many of these stems you're going to use. So now that's 3 we're using right there. So I'll pick the first one. I think altogether I used about 8, but let's keep going. That's 5. This is 6. By the time I arranged it, I discovered that there was still one space right there, so I needed to fill it out. So I got the last one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are they 7 or 8? Anyways, you get it. So I'll just go ahead to twist the wires together. Just twist it tightly, and by the time you're arranging it, everything else will fall in place. So by the time we had finished arranging it, this right here is what it looked like. Just arrange it properly, and then I went ahead to take it to the base where we arranged it, and by the time we put it on top of it, this right here is how we placed it, and everything just fell together in place. As you can see, take a look at it, take a look at the arrangement. It's obvious that a lot of work was done right there. So by the time we finished using needle and thread to attach it, it looks like this. We'll put it on a dress, it looks like this as well. Thank you for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye.